Why do we still have the issues that we have?
And if you're going to break the law, you need to learn it.
Drop the mic.
You're welcome, Mayor Williams.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I can't wait to see the show.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of According to Michelle with me, Michelle Taylor Willis, and I'm excited about today's show because I've got two powerhouses coming on, one in media and one in real estate, and they're both women. And they're not just women, they're black women. And it really got me thinking because, you know, black is a thing right now, right? But black women are leading the charge as it relates to or when it comes to entrepreneurship and business ownership in America. More businesses right now are being started by black women. And you know what? They're really successful and significant businesses as well. And it's cool because I happen to live in a place where there are a lot of black women floating around. And that's right here in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you are a woman, if you're a black woman, if you're anybody and you want to start a business, you've got a purpose, you've got a passion, you can find a way to monetize it. I would say right now is the time. People would say that COVID has kind of, you know, destroyed dreams and hopes, but I have a whole host of other people that would say their dreams have been realized during COVID. And I heard a very wise man say once, never let a good crisis go to waste. So if you want to do something, get it now. Guess what? The money is still out there. It's just changed hands. And it probably should be in yours, right? So it's really about confidence. And if you know that you are the best at what you do and nobody does what you do better than you, then get to going and let's do it. But in that same vein, without further ado, I'm really happy to introduce you to one of my dear friends and a woman who is definitely making waves, or has made waves already, right? She's already made waves. Her name is Sonia Booker, and she's leading the charge around America in terms of real estate, wealth, but especially women building wealth and building generational wealth and legacy using real estate. So I'm happy to introduce you to Sonia Booker.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Sonia.
I love the way you say my name, Sonia Booker.
Sonia, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be
It
said,
is,
right?
yeah.
But everybody says Sonia. And listen,
I'm like,
I just want you to know, when people say it to me, I correct them.
you do?
I do.
Thank you.
I'm
You're
like,
such
it's
a
Sonia.
PR person.
So I let them.
Sonia Booker?
I'm like, yeah, I let them say it a couple times to see if they're gonna fit. And then like by the third time, I'm like, it's
I can't
Sonia.
even take it.
It's Sonia. It's really Sonia. Names are important, right?
I know,
They were given
yeah.
to us. They were given to us by a reason.
I know.
If they were meant to be pronounced a certain way,
Yeah.
that's what your parents would have said, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah. I got real like kind of serious about my name like after college, like before I would let it go, and then, you know, I was like, no, it's an I. It's Sonia with an I.
There you
it's
go.
Sonia. Yeah.
Sonia. It's befitting, right?
And
Because
it
in
means wisdom.
Sonia means wisdom?
Sonia means wisdom.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
I know, like when you
you're
understand
wise.
all of that, I was like, call me by my name.
When did you know that's what your name meant?
So, interesting thing is, I remember being like 12 years old up until probably 18, early 20s, and I would always pray for wisdom. I would always pray for wisdom. And I mean, it was just like, you know, I
Like
don't
Solomon in the Bible.
and I was probably like 28 or so, but when I looked it up and realized it, when I had my first business, it was an Allstate insurance agency, and I had a lot of Hispanic customers, and when they saw my name on the kiosk, they would come in and they thought I was going to be Hispanic because they're like, Sonia, you know, and I'm looking for Sonia. I'm like, I'm Sonia. And so it meant woman of gold. In their country, but they associated Sonia with an I as a Hispanic name. And so, you know, so over the time as I looked it up, and I was like, oh, my name means wisdom. I always like pray for wisdom, but I had no idea until later that that's what my name meant.
Wow. And once you realized it,
right, it was like,
made you walk a little bit taller.
it made me walk a little bit taller because it meant, you know, in India it meant woman of gold. And so I was always like, woman of gold, you know, but wisdom, that's been really interesting for me because I do think about Solomon a lot, but I had no idea why I was always praying for that. I wasn't praying for money, or it was just like, give me the wisdom, give me wisdom.
Wow.
And I was already wisdom.
Right, you had it already. God's like, you got it, please. Like, could you give me something harder? Give me something harder, Sonia. I've done this already.
I've done this already. Yeah, so that was like really enlightening.
Well, I know that your dad was very much a real estate.
My granddad.
Granddad.
Yeah.
And so clearly that has made its way through the family line. But what's interesting is that as much as into real estate you are now, you didn't start there. Your foundation is in insurance. That's where you really made your first millions, right?
Yeah, But you know what was interesting is I always say I am truly my grandfather's child. My grandfather had a burial insurance route that I used to go on with him when I was little. So I would go and collect burial policy routes with my grandfather, and then he was always like about land and real estate. And so, you know, when I look at those two things of like so unnatural for women, you know, I was one of the youngest agents with Allstate Insurance here in Atlanta. My office was in a little town called Lilburn, Georgia.
You know where Lilburn is. That's all the way.
All the way. And
Lilburn sounds like it should be called Lilburn.
I know.
Lilburn sounds like it should be called Lilburn.
I know.
Names are important, right?
I know.
They were given to us. They were given to us by a reason.
I know.
If they were meant to be pronounced a certain way, that's what your parents would have said, right?
Right. Yeah. I got real just knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wasn't really always just like it had to be this or it had to be that. But with my agency, I ran that for 5 years before selling it. And the last year and a half, I started doing real estate investing. And in that last year and a half, I made more doing that than my agency. And I was like, okay, I gotta like make some hard decisions here.
Right.
And
if you don't mind me cutting you off for a second, because I want to piggyback on this.
Okay.
What was the impetus for you starting to invest in real estate?
Well, it was natural. It was really natural in terms of, you know, my grandfather saying stuff like, he who owns the land calls the shots, you know. And I remember moving to Atlanta and joking with him, saying, I'm in the big city now. Like, it's easy to own land in Mississippi and do all this stuff, you know, but I'm in Atlanta now, you know. And he's like, you know real estate, you'll figure out the market. You know, and he was like almost just like always on me. Like, have you bought anything yet? I'm like, no, but I'm killing it with the insurance.
Right. Like this insurance game I got.
I'm killing it.
You're like, you should buy stock in my agency, Granddad.
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing.
You know,
invest in me.
Invest in me. I mean, my mom, like everybody loved the idea, like this kiosk with my name on it, and it was like I had made it, you know. And so when I popped up and said I was selling this agency, people couldn't believe it. Like, I was a top agent in the state of Georgia for like 4 years. I mean, I was working like car dealership programs before they were even a thing. And I mean, it would be something like my numbers in auto would be like, you know, 1,500, and then the next one would be like 300. You know, it was like those kind of numbers. Like, this girl is clearly
like a true outlier.
Like a true outlier. And so, but I met another Allstate insurance agent, and we started investing together. And I would go out and get the property, and then he would do all the repairs and kind of oversee everything. And then we would sell it and split it 50-50. So we did about 10 of those over this course of time. And, you know, when I looked, I was so rewarded, like taking this, you know, contraption and making it into this wonderful gem, you know. And I just enjoyed it so much that it just felt more natural, and the agency felt more pushed, you know. It felt like felt like I was working, and I was like, I'm not trying to work.
Right.
I'm not trying to work. And so I sold it, and then I went full-time into real estate at that point.
Wow, after a year and a half of real estate. Okay, hold that thought. We got to take a quick commercial break. But before we do that, I have a piece of trivia for our viewing audience. So I'm going to ask you, who was the first woman to be known for real estate or as a real estate guru in America? And so I want you to hang on to that, guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will get the answer from Miss Sonia Booker. Hang tight. In the hustle of life, sometimes we forget what's important. Sometimes we need to think like children. Yes, business is important, but it's connection that builds a community. This is the spirit of the city of South Colton. More lives here. Hey guys, welcome back to the According to Michelle show, and I'm sitting here with Sonia Booker. We're talking a little bit about how she got her start in real estate, and it's kind of by chance, but kind of not, right? You kind of fell into it, but you were destined for it. And so when we went to break, I asked the question, who was the first woman known for being the real estate guru for women? Now, do you know the answer to that question, Sonia?
I'm gonna have to go with Sonia Booker, Michelle.
Oh my gosh, it's so right. It's absolutely Sonia Booker. You're so good at this.
I mean, you know, it's so interesting that would be a trivial question, because I remember about 3 years ago, I was speaking at a conference and some women came up to me and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you have pioneered real estate investing for us." You know, and I'm like, I'm not old enough to be a pioneer. What do you mean?
You're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
You better not call me ma'am.
And I thought about that, and the reason that I wrote the book, Real Estate and Wealth, that became an Essence bestseller was because women, I did not see my face. I did not see my face on books. I didn't see people talking to me that looked like me.
Right.
And that was something that really drove me to write that, because I knew women needed more hands-on and more step-by-step and more guidance, because when I would show up in rooms, Michelle, they didn't look like me at all.
Right.
You know, they were always, you know, white, older men, and when I would go in, they were trying to figure out, like, is she married to somebody, or is she a bookkeeper? Like, whose bookkeeper are you with, sweetie? You know, and it's like, I'm the investor. I'm here to write the check. And so I think about that sometime. If I didn't keep showing back up in those uncomfortable rooms, you know, like, where would that be? Because women traditionally in real estate have always been like brokers or realtors, but women weren't the ones like investing. They weren't the ones, you know, doing the renovations, the rehab, overseeing, you know, the contractors, that whole piece. And so to really write a book that became a step-by-step guide for anybody, but especially women, to feel confident saying, this is a woman's voice telling me, I hear her voice saying, you know, this is what to do.
Right.
This is, you know, how to look at that. This is what you should be, you know, concerned about. Was like really rewarding. So.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the book, and I have that book, and you'll remember when I read the book, I called you and I was like, this book is so, like, it literally is a step-by-step guide. I mean, it's like, if you can't understand that, then you just don't need to invest.
Don't
like,
worry about it.
You just need to stay in your lane, sweetie. You just need to stay right here. Don't worry about this real estate, girl. Don't worry about this real estate. I mean, because it's just like, I mean, you're like, okay, decide what you want to do. Okay, get your credit right. Okay, now, I mean, it's just like boom, 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 boom. I mean, you even have sample documents in there, right, when you get to the end. And so I love the fact that you make it so simple. When I finished your book, I was like, oh, I'm ready. Like, I'm taking the next 6 to 12 months. I'm getting all of this together. And that's why, and I bought a couple of the books actually to give away to people.
I remember that. That was so sweet.
Yeah, because I really felt like it was great. And we're actually about to take a trip. And I'm going to let you guys, or we're going to let you guys into one of the pieces of property that Sonia owns called the Vault. And she actually has turned this space into a real vault. Like, when you go down into the depths of it, as long as you don't do it at night and you won't get swallowed up by crazy monsters down there.
There's no monsters.
There's literally, that's like where the trains came, that's where they kept the money in the bank. So we're going to show you this, but she has turned it into a place, a gallery, art gallery with beautiful black art. So we're going to go and check it out, and then we're going to come back and talk to her a little bit more about how you can learn how to become a real estate guru like her. So let's go see what she got.
Before we do that, I'm hiding a surprise over here.
What? A surprise?
So you have my first book. Yeah. And I wanted you to have the book Self-Wealth for Women, which is just a book for women. It's a journal and book, and it really chronicles a lot of great information and stories in there. So
In the back of you.
and you know, the thing about that book that was so special is I took some stories of women, their wealth building stories. I took my story, and it's my story and other women that share their stories about how they built wealth. And it's also a journal there, so you can take the notes in there. And what I really love about it is it reminds you of what did that 12-year-old girl say she wanted to do. Sometimes we get so far away from that girl, and you're doing all this other stuff. And you know, to your point, opening the show, this is the time to do what you're called, what you're talented, what you're gifted to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's never been a better time for that. So this book will help you get on the right track.
Well, I am super excited, guys. You got to make sure you check out the book. But we're going to come back. We're not done with Sonia. We're going to go check out the vault, look at this art, and we'll be back. Oh my gosh, the door opens so cool. Sonia!
Welcome to the vault, Michelle.
Fancy meeting you here.
I know.
Of all the places in Atlanta.
Nostalgia exhibit.
This is great. Oh my gosh. So last time I was here, clearly, none of this was here.
It was a different exhibit going. It was our artist healing.
Yes,
and you
I did
fell in
live.
love with a piece by Angelo.
It was right there. You know when I came in.
Yeah.
I was looking
That
for that piece, and it's
yeah.
gone. So what do we have going on here? I see lots of hip hop. I feel like I should start, like, do I need to break my,
You're dressed perfectly.
I am.
For a break dancing.
I think so.
You know, this is a hip hop exhibit, and this is a collection by an artist, a collector by the name of New Face.
New Face
so
did
he's
all of
known
this
as
stuff.
the
This.
hip hop hoarder.
Got
so this
you.
all comes out of his personal archive of tickets and shirts and album covers and
So he has all
CDs.
this stuff?
Yes.
How did you find him?
Oh my gosh, our art curator, AW.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
the
I met-
one
I
who
met AW.
you met
Yeah,
AW. So
yeah.
he came to me and he was like, I think I got an idea for a really great show. And I'm like, okay, map it out, and here we are. Wow. Yeah, so it's been really interesting, but the artists are just so amazing. So let me show you some of my favorites.
Okay, yeah. This boombox.
piece.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy.
This piece is called the Rhyme Capsule, and it's by an artist, David Swartz, and he is just absolutely incredible. As a matter of fact, we are auctioning this piece for our Vault Foundation.
I didn't know the Vault had a foundation.
The Vault
Do
has a
tell.
foundation, do tell, yes. So this particular piece, the Vault Foundation supports our school, where we have 2nd through 6th graders at our Vault at East Point School. And so it supports them learning about the arts.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That's
so
great.
there's some people who have their eyes on this piece, but it's crystal.
This is so cool.
and marble. I mean,
Oh
it's
my
just
gosh.
amazing. Yes.
How did he even think, like, you know
Well,
what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna,
I know.
this is,
You have to go to the Vault Foundation website, because the thing about this is he was mentored by Prince. Like,
are you serious?
the Prince.
Prince, like Purple
like
Prince?
Rogers, like Roger Nelson, right? Your whole name.
The whole government
Yes,
name.
yes.
That's
And this
crazy.
book just really chronicles like all of it being built and why. He tells such a great story.
This is so dope, this picture. Oh my gosh. Now let me tell you what I love, and you're gonna, you know where I'm going with this when I say it. I'm going right here to DMX. And you know why I'm going to DMX. I have to tell the story. Let me tell you. So I'm texting with Sonia about, I don't know, it's probably 3 months ago or something. We might have still been in quarantine. And she asked me to do something. I can't remember what it was, but she was like, hey, will you blah, blah, blah. And so I responded back, hit me with that question, boo. The answer's gonna be yeah, which is like one of my favorite lines from DMX. And anybody who's watching, if you know that song, you know, like DMX, he's spitting fire. So she responds like with question marks or something. It's like,
Is that a
she's
yes?
like, yeah, she's like, is that a yes? Are we confirmed? Or, and I'm like, dude, you don't know the song? And then I was like, yeah, it's from How's It Going Down from DMX. She's like, DM who? She's like, you mean like BMX, the bicycle company? I'm like,
Fast
you don't know
forward.
who DMX is?
I'm
So
in
wait,
support of a
so-
whole
hip hop I know. But I literally sent her, I was like, listen, I don't want you to be caught off guard like this again, friend.
Right, yeah.
And so I sent her, DMX, if you're watching, if this makes it to you, DMX, you're welcome, because I just gave you another fan.
She put it on.
I put you on. And so I sent her the link to How's It Going Down. I'm like, you got to listen to it. And she's like, oh, yeah, I like this song. This is a good song. And to your point, fast forward 3 months later, she got a whole music with DMX right here. I love it. I love it. Okay, what's your other favorite piece?
You know, it's so many because, you know, you have to love anything with Nipsey Hussle.
Absolutely.
And then Jeezy. So this is like a Jeezy corner. You know, just over here. Then this is a T.I. corner.
Yeah, I was just at the Trap Museum.
Yeah, some of his people came to the opening night. And this particular piece is actually purchased by T.I. He's allowing us to hang throughout the end of the show.
Thanks, Tip.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and there's Death, I think the name, DMX up there, the CD, I think the title of the CD is like, Death is Something and Hell is Hot. You see it up there?
Yes.
The DMX CD.
Isn't that like amazing? And look at, and then T.I.'s picture's like right there.
Yeah.
And I gotta show you my favorite part.
Favorite.
Okay, let's go down. One of my absolutely favorite parts of the vault.
Yes.
Is the vault.
Who knew? It's actually a vault. So I love this. I love this.
Feast your eyes on this beauty, right?
It's crazy.
So the craziest part of this whole building and just how it's all set up is that this vault weighs 9 tons.
That's crazy.
It was literally dropped on Peachtree Street, and then the building was built around the vault.
Are you serious?
Like, what do you do?
So tell us what this vault actually served as back in the
It served
early
as like
1900s.
a C&S bank in 1911.
Wow.
Yes. Even when we sometimes, as like black people, go to the bank, we didn't go to the vault.
No.
Like, we had no business.
We were barely in the bank.
Can you cash this check?
We were barely in the bank. Like, there would be no reason for us to be in the vault.
You know, and so like to go down some stairs and go to a vault and have like safe deposits.
Yeah.
Safe deposit where stuff was kept for safekeeping.
You know, I got to get out of here. Sonia, that was awesome. I mean, a great time. I want to come spend the night in here. Can we have a sleepover in here? That would be super fun.
And then we go to the rooftop too.
And then we go, I know what you do on the rooftop, girl. I ain't doing that. Listen, thank you so much for letting us just take a quick break and come and check it out. You want to tell people where you are and how they can come find you at the vault?
You can find me at soniabooker.com. You can also go to wearethevault.com and check out all the amazing things that we have going on there. And make sure that you come and check out this exhibit, the Nostalgia exhibit. It runs through December 5th. You don't want to miss it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the According to Michelle show. And did you not love the art? Now I know I gave you a sneak peek of that. I did that on purpose, all right? I'm not trying to give you 30 minutes of the vault. If you want that, you gotta pay and come down and see it for yourself. But most importantly, you need to come and buy one of those amazing pieces of art that you saw down there. And make sure you go down to the scary monsters in the vault, because don't do it during the night.
Where all the money is, all the treasures.
Yeah, if you can make it through all the scary monsters, you get the money and the treasures.
Yeah.
So, okay, women, real estate, legacy, investing.
Yeah.
Like, this is your thing.
That's my thing.
This is your thing.
That's my
So really, and I want to encourage people to get the book, but to get people started, because right now, again, like you said, this is the time.
Yeah.
What do people need to do to prepare to be ready to take advantage of prime time to buy real estate?
So I would say it's really like a twofold. So I like to practice what I call the 7 basic truths of wealth building, and I'll be able to share with the audience how they can download that for free on my website. But you know, it's really about preparing to even get to real estate, and there are things that you naturally need to do in terms of wealth building. It's things like your credit. This is a perfect time to be working on your credit, to negotiate with creditors, to really kind of get rid of stuff once and for all, and to really just kind of deal with that during this period. It's really, really a good time. Creating multiple streams of income. That's another way that you build wealth. We know that we can't depend on just our one main stream, so we need something else going. Yep, that could be rental property or something like that, but think about that thing you love to do, like baking. How do you make money? How do you monetize that? And so those are principles. Living below your means, that's something that I've always done no matter what. I never live off of what I make. I live off of, below. And that's been a practice. And so some of these things that you want to do, you just want to start really conditioning your mind. And one of my favorite quotes is, you build wealth $1, one decision at a time. Because it's like when you think about every dollar that you spend, you could really start building wealth with just $1.
Right.
And when you start to multiply that to just $5 a day, $5 a day for 365 days, it's like over $1,800. And so when you're like, oh, I'm in debt, oh, I can't, save up for money, think about those purchases that you're doing every day that's eating away at your wealth, that's keeping you from doing the things that you want to do. So, just start,
like the Starbucks coffee.
Like that Starbucks, like the bottled water, like, everything's going up, up, up. And just like, do you, practice, do a better filter at home, become your own barista at home, invest in that, couple $100, investment, but now you don't have to do that, $1,800. So it's those little small things. And once you start conditioning your mind and how you're spending, you're going to be able to do anything that you set your mind to, because you're going to have control of your spending. And that's how you start to build wealth. And then that's how you start to be able to say, okay, now I want to, buy a property. I'm always saying women should have their main house and at least one investment property. And a lot of times women get started, and I call them accidental investors, because they'll start with the house that they are buying. Look at that house as an investment. Don't sit and wait like, oh, this is not my dream house, so I'm just not gonna buy anything right now. Buy the house like you're buying an investment. Think about what I'm gonna be able to rent it for, what's the school district, everything you go into that, and then a couple years, 2, 3, 4 years later, make that your rental property, pull out equity or sell it, and then go into something else. And so it's just about making those decisions, but don't, kind of wait. A lot of people are on the lines, and interest rates are just so low right now, and we probably see that through the first part of the year. But as this economy starts to get back on track, you're not going to be able to buy a house for 3% interest rate. So if you're sitting there and you're not owning your home right now, and you're in a position where you fit like some criteria to be able to just buy your first home, do that, but think about it in terms of like, what would this look like as an investment in a couple years? So go into it, reading the book, buying, following all those steps, like I'm buying an investment property to live in, and then this is going to become my investment property. And just that step will change your whole life.
Wow. And since I know that, Black wealth, generational wealth, wealth building for women is a thing for you, I was going to ask you a couple of questions about some past presidents that have helped make it a little bit easier and better for women, Blacks, to be able to do things now that we couldn't do. Okay, so you ready?
I think so.
So the name of the game is Name That President. And it's like, name that president. Oh, did you see that? I just came up with that. I didn't even practice
Name that president.
It just came, Name That President. Oh, they should, I hope they put music to that. It would be cool. Okay, so here's the first question. What's the name? Yes, sit up straight, because we're very presidential right now. Okay, what president was known for leading the charge What president was known for winning the Civil War and also leading the charge for putting Blacks in elected positions that had never happened before? Richard
Nixon. No.
That would be Ulysses S. Grant. That's Grant, baby. Oh, look at Michelle. No, that's right. Michelle. Where is he from?
South
We got people all off camera. entering this like just it's so really like okay, so presidential stuff is not okay. Wait, I got an easy one for her. Here's okay. We're gonna close the show with this. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Who is the
President Obama? First black president.
That's wrong. It was Bill Clinton. It was Bill Clinton. First black president. First black president. Don't you remember what Bill Clinton used to say? The first black president? Because, you know. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. And well, that was when Biden said the black people should vote.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like, so no. With the first black president, let's be clear, is
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Absolutely. Okay, listen, Sonia, thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been great. This has been fun. Tell everybody about your book, where they can get it, and how they can find Studio House Atlanta, because this is where we're filming now, right?
I love
another piece of property that you own.
Michelle's show being here.
Yeah.
So I own this business. I love this business because it allows me to tell great stories and to produce great content like your show. So thank you for being a part of Studio House Atlanta. You can go to studiohouseatlanta.com and you can go to Sonia Booker with an I to find out all the great things that I'm doing and how you can get involved. And I share information, tons of information, and download the 7 Basic Truths of Wealth Building right on the website, soniabooker.com.
Awesome. But, you know, I'm looking forward to all the great things that you're going to do here, and I'm excited about the vault and what's coming there. And keep buying stuff and keep inspiring me to do it and everybody else to do it.
Yes, we have so much to do.
So much to do, and so much time too.
Yeah.
We have plenty of time to do all the things we need to do, right? Especially take commercial breaks like the one we're about to take right now. So hang tight, check Sonia out. We'll be right back with our next guest. In the hustle of life, sometimes we forget what's important. Sometimes we need to think like children. Yes, business is important, but it's connection that builds a community. This is the spirit of the city of South Fulton. More lives here. Hey guys, welcome back to the According to Michelle show. And this is the second powerhouse woman I've got in the house that I was talking about earlier. Summer Jackson is a freelance journalist. She's a host, she's a speaker, she's a professor, she's an actor, she's a trainer. I'm sure I'm leaving some stuff off, but I gotta get this done in like 26 minutes. I just don't have enough time to tell you all the things she is. So without further ado, let's welcome Summer Jackson to the According to Michelle show. Hey Summer.
Hey Michelle, I'm so glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. Finally.
I know. I mean,
it only took
what
like
are you
500
doing?
years. I mean, I'm very busy.
You didn't want me on the show.
I'm super busy. We're just so booked right now.
So
There's so many people trying to get in. But no, I'm so happy you're here. I am seeing you all over the place.
The Lord is good.
COVID, yeah, God is good
God
for
is
sure.
good.
But COVID's been good to you, girl.
Girl, like, you know, it has been busy. You sound like my mother. She's like, I don't know anybody like busier than you. She and I are like this. So she's like, I don't know anybody as busy as you are right now with, you know, the pandemic going on. I'm like, you know, Mom, you're kind of right. I don't know how I got this busy in the middle of the pandemic, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God for all the opportunities and just keep you busy. You know, I'm a busy person anyway, and I get complacent when I'm just sitting.
Right.
I'm like, what's wrong? Am I missing something?
Well, you're from Chicago, right? So that's kind of a thing. Like Chicago people, you're a city person. So y'all are go. And
the funny thing is, I actually grew up in the burbs, but you know,
gosh,
but
that
I
doesn't
love
count.
downtown.
Never mind.
Right.
I'm pulling your Chicago card.
But
Some people lose their black cards. She's losing her Chicago card.
I'm losing my
Your
city
Chi-town card.
Right. Well, you know what though? I've always loved downtown Chicago. My mom always took me downtown every Christmas break. When she worked in corporate America, we would go downtown since I was a little baby on Christmas Eve, and we'd see the windows and other trips and things like that. But I've always been enamored with the city and city life and downtown and all that. So even though I'm a suburban girl, you know.
The city is a whole different thing.
I love the vibe, the heartbeat, the pulse, all of that.
So how'd you end up in Atlanta?
Oh gosh, so Atlanta, this is actually my second time around being in Atlanta, and it's good to be here. Prior to me coming back to Atlanta, I was a segment producer and reporter on a show in Chicago for 4 years, a morning show. And really in coming back to Atlanta, I was, so much is going on here, and you're like, wow, there's so much possible opportunity in Atlanta, especially in the media landscape and in acting and all of that. And you're just kind of watching that from a distance and going,
I think I want a piece of that. Like, how do I get in on that, right?
Yeah, how can I do that? And so since coming here, I can truly say the opportunities they've been different in that I'm really used to being full-time. I'm used to being a full-time journalist or reporter, and also for some personal reasons, wanted to kind of get back to Atlanta. So in coming here though, I really, again, was looking professionally as well at the landscape and the opportunities that could possibly open up for me. And I will say that since coming back, I've gotten an opportunity to work on 2 national shows, working on Sister Circle and The Daily Buzz.
Yeah, Sister Circle was,
it was
I was so
awesome.
sad that it was, I'm like, no.
I know, but that's how TV is. Like, things come, they go, and you have to really enjoy and celebrate the moment. I worked with some amazing women, and again, for me, professionally, just the opportunity to be on TV One and to have a national opportunity, that was the stuff dreams are made of for someone like me.
Absolutely. So you've put your time has been put in.
I have moved
your time
for
has
this
been
career.
put in.
Listen, I have moved, made no money, all those things, because when my first job was like, I think they want to pay me like $18,000 a year. I mean, that's how it starts. You have to want it.
That's right.
I passed up a PR job
to be able to
be double that.
I mean, that's what you do, right? When you're living your passion, when you know this is what you're supposed to be doing, something just gives you the energy to keep going, and keep going. So I know you have done a lot of things. So before we go to break, I want to ask our viewing audience a question about you, and let's see if they get it right.
Okay.
So because you've done so many things, my question for you is, would you rather act or would you rather be a news anchor, prime time? So don't answer it. We're going to take a quick break, and we come back with Summer Jackson. She's going to answer that question for us. Hang tight. In the hustle of life, sometimes we forget what's important. Sometimes we need to think like children. Yes, business is important, but it's connection that builds a community. This is the spirit of the city of South Fulton. More lives here. Hey guys, welcome back to the According to Michelle show, and I'm here with Summer Jackson. She's all things TV in front of the camera and maybe a little bit behind the camera when she's professoring at your local college. But when we took a break, right before the break actually, I asked her what her favorite thing to do would be. If she would rather act, because I know she really likes acting, or would she rather be a primetime news anchor? And listen, for all of you out there that, you youngins out there that want to be a journalist, or want to be in front of the camera, or, you want to act, you want to do anything creative in front of the camera like that, this is your time. Pay attention, because she's going to give us the good. She's going to tell us which one is the best. She's going to tell you which one you should do. Okay, so what is the answer to the question? Which one would you rather be?
Oh, Michelle, this is really unfair because right now, Tyler Perry, hey, Mr. Perry, could be watching, and I choose the other, and then one of the many news directors.
And then ABC News Nightly is like, we really could use someone.
Any news director in the country could be watching right now, and I'm like, I would be an actor. So how about that? Let me explain first of all. I've always said, when I return back to heaven, won't God do it? I want him to say she came back empty. She used all of her talents, all of her gifts. So I'm not going to select which one because I really like to be able to do it all. So I like to be able to play an anchor on TV. I like to be a real anchor. Now, the cool thing about being an anchor would be that you have a Monday through Friday or whatever schedule and job. So it's pretty consistent. The thing about being an actor is that you go from project to project. So you may have some lulls in there. So yeah, there you go. I'm just going to leave it right there. I just want to do both. So Mr. Perry, if you're watching, hello. when I interviewed you, I don't know why you didn't say she's the one, but it's okay. We still
That's who
have
I've
time.
been looking for.
Yeah, and I have done background work at your studio, if you may recall or not, but that's okay. And then news director, whomever you are, yeah, I'd be your anchor. I can read the prompter and everything, and write and produce. Hello. Okay. So I'm ready.
Hashtag Summer Jackson.
Summer Jackson. Ta-ta.
You know, I totally get what you're saying though, because I'm kind of that way, right? I feel like I can do a lot of things, and I know I don't have to do it all, but I want to feel like I can have it all, right?
Yes.
And so, and I think that there's something to that, right? I speak about that a lot, even, you know, talking to women and moms and entrepreneurs, right? That, you know, if everything makes sense, right? You know, you're kind of in this referral space, then you can kind of do it all. It just all needs to make sense. You can't be like, you know, a concrete layer and then like a, you know, a flower maker, you know what I mean? Like, but as long as it makes sense that everything you're doing kind of rolls in together.
Oh,
so I get it.
It doesn't look all scattered.
It doesn't look scattered. No, it absolutely makes, it really makes sense. I get why you would say that. I think what's interesting though, I remember when you told me, gosh, probably a year and a half ago, that you actually teach. You're a college professor, which people might not know, right?
Yeah, they may not.
They may not know that about you.
Well, yeah, and I kind of stumbled into higher ed in a way.
Yeah.
It started when I was working on my master's at Howard, and I had the opportunity to get an assistantship, and that was a full scholarship, you know, to fund my graduate education. And I taught public speaking, which they didn't realize that was full circle for me, because I won my first speech contest when I was like 8 years old.
Wow.
And I actually am passionate about public speaking and passionate about helping other people to feel comfortable presenting themselves and communicating. I love communications. And really all of these things fall under the umbrella of communications.
Absolutely.
Acting, broadcasting, public speaking, all of that. So that's where it started for me. And so I taught there for 2 years. And once I finished at Howard, even while I was still working on TV, I taught, and I had very, very, very small children at that time. I was teaching adjunct for city colleges for a couple semesters. And so I'm moving back to Atlanta. I had the opportunity to start teaching at Clark Atlanta last semester, which was amazing and awesome. And it was the first time I was not teaching public speaking. So I taught a communications course about media and society, which was fantastic, and media ethics, which is so important. As a journalist, obviously, you're constantly dealing with ethical situations in every discipline, right? But especially the landscape now, right? I mean, we're in the middle of watching so many things happen on the news front. And so those are the classes I taught last semester and this semester. And obviously we had to go on virtual instruction when the pandemic hit. So that was a new element for me as well. And now I'm teaching 3 classes this semester online, and that's been great because I've added a skill set, went through an online teacher certification. So I'm just grateful. I like to learn. I'm a nerd. For reals. I always liked being smart. I always liked learning, and I don't want to ever stop. I think we should always be learning.
Absolutely.
And next semester I'll be teaching journalism classes, 2 journalism, news writing. So I'm
talking really full circle.
Yeah, so
really,
it's like,
really,
wow,
really
yeah. So I like helping other people, and this is definitely one way to do that and inspire the next generation. So,
well, speaking of learning, we're going to take a quick look-see, so to speak, and learn a little bit more about Summer and what her daily life looks like, right, as a journalist and writer and producer and director and actor and you know, trainer and professor and all those things. I don't know which one we're going to get, but let's go see what she's got going on, and then we'll be back. Hello.
well, hello.
Is
How are you?
the wonderful, famous, incredulous Summer Jackson.
Oh my gosh, all of the titles. How are you?
What's up,
I gotta give
girl?
air hugs, elbow hugs. Okay.
What's going on?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to see what you got going on all back in here in the cut.
Yes, I'm so glad you could join me here at one of the spaces where I do a little recording.
Just a little
bit of something. So I'm here at Nash Realty Group at the Beacon, and this is Studio G.
Which I love.
You love it? Yeah,
I do.
The grass wall.
I love the grass.
So one of the things I'm working on is actually I'm getting this set up. I am going to get my words up here, like you always see so cute on IG. I'm inspired. And,
Love it.
And I'm working on a new show. So
Oh, what's the new show?
So the new show
I
is
just
going.
I pretend this is grass.
I know, right?
Does it look like I'm laying on grass?
I know, it's so great.
I'm basking in the
like
sun.
we're in, like it's springtime
I'm
instead
basking
of
in the sun.
instead of fall.
Yes, just
And you're
like
looking
that.
up the clouds.
There you go. Oh, it's such a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
So much sun.
So much in the blue
My
clouds.
hair, like I
The
think it
blue
just
sky.
destroyed the back of my hair.
Just get your hair. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. So what's the new show?
So the new show is going to basically encompass all things summer, which would be
Like
fashion, right? Fashion, beauty, and of course shopping. So
Absolutely.
I'm so excited about it.
Shopping is like your thing.
And I love to shop.
Why do you like shopping so much?
You know, it's probably my mother's fault. I grew up at the mall. No. 'Cause my mom is
mom
like
was my babysitter.
She is my mom. Well, I was there with my mom.
Summer. So what are we doing today, other than speaking your future into existence?
Hello, I love all of it. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. So I'm going to, I'm trying to get everything set up.
Okay.
So I've been doing a little, practice, a few practice runs. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of that.
Okay.
And then get that stuff
your
ordered that I need to do. We're really at the embassy, so yeah.
Can we hang around while you do that?
Sure,
Awesome.
absolutely.
All right, I'll
Absolutely.
scoot around. I'll scoot out of your way.
Perfect. Hi everybody, I'm Summer Jackson, and today I am taking you behind the scenes of me prepping for my new show. We're in the very early stages, so you're gonna get a sneak peek of what I have in store for you, and you will not be disappointed.
I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm excited already, and all I heard was, "We're just a sneak peek."
I
It's just
know.
a sneak peek. So, okay, listen, that's awesome. That's great. So, I forgot what I was about to say next, but I'm just gonna continue to talk, and sooner or later it'll come
It'll
through.
come out.
Okay, so that was it. Okay, so then what's next? So you introduce yourself, and then you start talking about all your fabulous products. That's me just speaking things
That's
into
you just,
existence.
and so maybe it's something about like that, just, I like to really, I like to help small businesses, help other people, and I love promoting like other people's stuff, or when I find something really cool, I really love to tell everybody about it. So if I find like an amazing lotion, everybody's gonna know about that lotion, so I'm really excited at the opportunity to be able to share some of my favorite things, kind of like Oprah. As far as myself,
Jarvis! We always
people
have
walking
guests.
by.
We always
I
have
know.
people.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
We are.
We are. Don't
Yeah.
you just love it? And
You want to come in?
that guy right there actually helps me to look good. You want to go see what these folks are doing out here?
Making all this.
I know, it's always something going on here.
Let me put on my mask.
I know, where's my mask? I gotta be at a distance. Oh my gosh, so it's always something here.
Girl, we test every day.
I know. You got your own little thing that you drop it in. Yes. So I don't know, I'm letting everybody know my secret weapons here. I don't know if I should be, the dream team. Yes, my family.
Nice to meet you, DB. What do you do? You're an author, actually, right?
Getting ready to be coming
That's
up
right.
February 6th. So this is finished up.
Yay.
I'm a wellness life coach.
Okay.
Therapist for other people, but I'm starting my new business.
No, go ahead.
So you're a health and wellness and lifestyle coach, and then you've got a book that's going to be coming out in February. And I know Gina is like real estate guru
Everything.
extraordinaire.
Yeah,
And once they show me how to do that,
she'll be doing
She'll
that.
be doing that.
That's
And
the
not
thing.
only,
toxing up in here.
Yeah.
listen, not only will you be doing it, then you'll be training other people how to do it, right?
Exactly. The
'Cause she's got the
academy.
academy.
The
She's got the
academy. Yeah. She also is an attorney, so you're right.
What?
She does both. Yeah. See, there you go.
So she was just saying, because I also host a wellness show on weareyouradio.com.
Oh, okay.
Every Wednesday we have a wellness talks
Okay.
for the LGBT community. But anyway, one of my captions for the most part is weekly doses of inspiration. So she was like, "Oh, we'll take a picture over there." So
Yeah.
Daily dose.
The daily dose. With some
love
real,
it.
With your coffee.
with the coffee underneath,
Daily
inspired
dose.
by,
Summer Jackson.
because we couldn't have the whole office without
And
coffee. Yes.
shot by none other than
Jarvis. It's a team.
See what we
you
did
feel
there?
this
See what we
synergy?
did there?
This is Atlanta. This is Atlanta. His picture.
But felt like
photos.
we're speaking things. But let me tell you
Yeah.
what was beautiful about that is that we were all on the same page. Like, isn't that crazy? We've never met. Like this.
No.
Well, I know Summer.
Yes.
But I just but not like 3 minutes ago, Jarvis. Like, does that really count? Well, but what's happening is our spirits have been talking.
Yes.
See what I did there? See, that's deep. Y'all know nothing about
deep.
that. Y'all know nothing about that. But I mean, we were like literally all on the same page. So as we were just kind of moving through, we all were like, and Jarvis. Isn't that crazy?
Because it comes back.
Like when
Actually,
you just work together and everybody is just on the same page, stuff just happens.
Well, I actually met Gina.
Right then. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Y'all can keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
But I got to shoot another show. So thank you.
Okay.
Look forward to doing business with you, and of course you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, was that amazing or what? So we just caught a little snippet of that, and I gave you just a little snippet because I want you to go and check Summer out and see what all the great and wonderful things she's got going on. And if you're interested in journalism or public speaking or any of that stuff, you got to make sure you check out one of her classes. But let me tell you something. I thought I knew quite a bit about you coming into this, but I've actually learned one of the things that I did not know is that you were on the Vampire Diaries.
Yes, I was.
Shout out to Sierra for that tidbit, one of my interns. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm like, she was on the Vampire Diaries. So, you know, at the end of every segment, I always like playing a game with my guests. We're about to play a game. Name that game. We don't have enough in the budget for us to come up with like production around my game, so I have to create. I have to create my own.
I actually like that.
You know,
that was cute.
You
I like the
name?
songs.
Yeah.
I love music, so.
Oh, so you can see what I'm doing
I did. I saw
creatively
that.
there. Yeah,
I'm all about creativity.
We're right
I see
here.
you.
We're
We
right
see
here.
each other.
We're right here. We each other.
Right, each other.
All right, so here's the game.
Yes.
Vampire Diaries. I'm gonna give you Vampire Diaries trivia. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh gosh, this is not good.
This
Seeing
is
as
so
I
good.
only really knew my script.
The first one, and they changed it on you apparently.
Yeah, they did in the makeup chair.
Makeup, right? Okay. So here's the first question. The first question is, what city or town was the show based in? And you don't know where you live?
Atlanta.
When you were,
Georgia, this Canton, Georgia.
Are you serious?
I know. Well, actually, on the show, I played the role of a news reporter, so I was reporting on the breaking news situation.
In the city where you were?
I was a national journalist based in New York.
Mystic Falls. Mystic Falls is the name. Okay, here's the second question. The second question is, what is the herb that you could take that would prevent you from like being compelled by a vampire?
Oregano.
She said, all it takes is confidence, friends. That's all we need.
Was it oregano?
It's vervain. She
But
said
it's good in your spaghetti, honey.
She said it's good. She said it like she meant it. She said it fast too.
Yeah.
Then she's like, oregano.
Yeah, it's about being confident.
How about wrong? It's wrong, Summer.
But,
It's all
you know.
wrong. Okay, third and final question. Friends, let me look at my cheat sheet. Third and final question. Okay. What is the name Stefan's best friend who appears in season 1 and is promptly killed?
Dead.
I didn't need an extra word on the end of
Oh,
the sentence.
you said it was-
I wanted the name of the person. Okay. Well, she's a fantastic actor. What she doesn't know is where she lives, what can keep her from being eaten by vampires, and she don't even know the names of the people in the town.
I did.
She's an awful reporter, I'll tell you that right now. Great actor, bad reporter.
Ooh,
Lexi.
the shade is real. Yes,
Lexi.
yes, we are in Atlanta with that read, honey.
Lexi is the name.
Lexi.
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 Lexi. Listen, I've never watched the show at all, so I don't even know. I'm literally
I watched
reading
my
off a sheet of
episode.
paper. She's like, I watched the episode I was in. If you ask me anything about that episode, I got it.
If you ask me about RHOA, if you ask me about Potomac, reality, I have to watch mommy TV.
I know.
Because it comes on all the time, you could just catch it.
Just catch it.
Yeah, so there you go.
Well, listen, she's a bad reporter on TV, but she's a fantastic reporter. Everything about Summer is wonderful, and she embodies her name, Summer.
Oh, thank you.
She's just full of life and
Thank
beauty
you.
and yellow stuff. Cause that's what
I do love
the
yellow,
sun,
that's funny.
The
I
sun
really
and
do.
flowers and
Yes.
all that. I was going
That's one
somewhere
of my
with that.
favorite colors,
Colors?
Actually, I love yellow.
Summer, like yellow is the color of summer, right?
Yeah, it really is funny because my mom dressed me in yellow as a baby all the time. Like I went pink crazy when I found out I was having girl 1, then I had girl 2. Oh my, it's over the top. I'm all like Pepto-Bismol over here. Look at the nails. But my mom dressed me in yellow. So there you go.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much. I'm glad we finally got a chance to do that. And you got to come on the radio show too. I think we can really cut up on the radio show. We have to kind of keep it tame because this is, we're covered, as you know, by the FCC. But once we get on radio, it's internet radio, so it's no holds barred, right? So why don't you tell people how they can find you? If somebody wants to hire you, how do they get to you? Mr. Perry, pay attention.
Yes, this is my billboard. No. So no, you can follow me on all social media platforms at Summer Jackson TV. I mean, if you're looking for media coaching, public speaking coaching, I'm even adding journalists coaching to this because I have reporters or people who are thinking about transitioning in their careers to other things or expanding their careers, reaching out to me as well. So you can see me or find me on all social media platforms at Summer Jackson TV. So there you go.
Love it. Thank you so much, Summer, for coming in. It's great to see you always. You got to make sure you come back. And we get you on another show, and then you bring me on your show.
Yes, I love that. And I love how you just spoke that totally into existence, and I am working on that.
Oh,
finally.
I know. I think we saw a little bit of a sneak peek of it, right?
Oh, did we? Yeah, we did.
We always did. So guys, thanks again for tuning into another episode of According to Michelle with Michelle Taylor Willis here on the AIB Network. You can catch us here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. And if you do not have Comcast or AT&T, don't fret, my pet. You can find us on AIBTV.com every Wednesday, 5 p.m. According to Michelle. And of course, I am everywhere at Michelle Taylor Willis on just about everything. So remember, like I said when we started, you are the best at what you do. If you don't believe it, nobody else will. I'll see you next time.